Hello, everybody. Welcome to Get the Word Out with me, Sarah Blessing, and my fantastic guest host, Kurt Mullett. I'm saying your name right? Okay.
Yep, you're saying it right.
And we have a huge thing to talk about today. We're going to be talking about, big shocker, Indiana Democratic gatekeeping. Ooh, feels like I've been doing a lot of shows on that lately. Kurt is an Instagram influencer. He has over 91,000 followers on his Instagram and uses it to talk about democratic issues and uniting and holding our government better accountable. And he wanted to run for the chair of his county party, the party where he lives, and there was gatekeeping. So we're going to talk about that and how we fix it. That's the biggest thing. How do we fix this problem so many of us are facing? Also, I'm going to talk about the Indiana State Democratic Chair elections that were on Saturday. We're going to talk about that at the beginning. We're going to talk and find out Kurt's story, and then we're going to talk about how do we fix this, because here at Project Next Media, we want to make your lives better, and we do that by uniting, by working together, by getting involved in our community, holding those in power accountable, and then we actually get some positive change. But wow, is it harder than I thought it was going to be. All right, you guys, let's do this. Let's get the word out. Let me start my Instagram live here. And thank you so much, Kurt, for being on here. He's going to talk more in just a minute. Just so you know, I'm having him like watch for just a minute so I can talk about the Indiana State Democratic Chair elections that happened on Saturday. I'm still not over it. I'm still very devastated, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to get this out about what happened. I'm going to be a little brave here and try to tell you some behind the scenes things that you might not be aware of, and then let you all see that, yes, Indiana leadership at the Democrats, we have a ways to go to be more representative of everybody. That's why I had Kurt on. It happened in the county party. It's happening at the state party. If you guys have been following Project Next, you know that I've been advocating for my friend Destiny Wells for the last few months for her to be the chair of our party. On Saturday, she barely lost. And those of us that are really driven, that are really active and want change within the party, we were all devastated. And I did a lot behind the scenes to try to help Destiny win. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened and hopefully not upset the Indiana Democratic leaders so much that they kick me out of the party. I'm a little nervous about it. I ran for State House, District 70. I'm planning on running again. Nobody else wanted to run. I got in really late. I'm planning on running the full time this time in the primary and everything. And the person I'm talking about helped me get on the ticket. So I don't want you to think I don't like this person. I want you to think, how do we work together to hold these people that have so much power accountable and push them to doing better? So this is very hard for me. This is probably the most uncomfortable I've ever been in a live. So I appreciate, Kurt, that I'm not alone here. The things I'm going to be saying, I was told by Destiny Wells and Adam Dickey. Adam Dickey is chair of District 9. So this is not gossip. This came from these two sources. I am friends with both of them. So Destiny let me know, basically right at the end of the elections on Saturday, she had enough votes to win. And the leadership, the Central Committee knew that, and they kind of freaked out. They're like, oh no, Destiny could win. We could actually get this powerful, brilliant 41-year-old that's a military leader in this position, and she could fix some gatekeeping and make things better. Oh, they better stop. So what they did was they contacted District 9 Chair Adam Dickey, who's very close friends with Derek Camp, who was also running for chair, and they asked him to broker a deal. They asked him to call Derek Camp and ask him to resign for chair and get his people to vote for 75-year-old Karen Talion, who's already in power in the Central Committee. She even got to vote for herself on Saturday. Destiny had previously asked Adam Dickey to be her vice chair. He thought about it for a day and he turned her down. Adam Dickey and Destiny are friends. Adam has mentored Destiny for years. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Adam, for doing that. Destiny's amazing. I want her in as high a position of leadership as we will give her. He said no because he wants to focus on District 9. Adam Dickey is chair of Floyd County Democratic Party. He is chair of District 9 Democratic Party, which is 18 counties down here in southern Indiana. And he is president of the Town Council of New Albany, the city that's right next to Louisville. He's also thinking about maybe running for New Albany mayor if the current mayor, who's been in power, I believe, 16 years, if he doesn't run again. So Adam chose no, I won't be your vice chair, Destiny. Thanks for asking me. And then the Central Committee gets a hold of him and say, could you talk to Derek, convince him to drop out? And if you do this, we will give you blah, 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 blah. I don't know what was said specifically. But I asked Adam point blank, did you do this? Did you set this up? And he said, yes, I did this. Karen won because my District 9 chair convinced the few people at the end to vote for Karen. I spent 80 minutes on the phone with him on Friday night trying to convince him to vote for Destiny. And I appreciate that he gave me 80 minutes. I don't appreciate that I wasn't really listened to. He listened. He sat on the phone and listened, but he knew he was right. He was just like, Sarah, Karen's the better person. I just know it. And that's where I have the biggest problem. I need leaders that listen to us. I know so many people that contacted Adam Dickey and asked him to vote for Destiny. I know it was more. I know it was more people for Destiny than for Karen. I told Adam, you're in a bubble. You're in a bubble of Central Committee people. You're not seeing what the people, what the Democratic base that you need to motivate to get us to win some elections in Indiana. I know they want Destiny. And he did not listen. And he helped convince and got Karen Talion elected. And I am devastated. And I am personally not at a place to even speak to him yet. I don't want him to kick me out of the party. He has a lot of power. He could if he wanted to. So I'm nervous in coming out and saying this. I don't have ill will towards Adam personally. I like the man. Please don't attack him and yell at him. Please send messages to him that are nice. But Adam should talk to and listen to us. I personally hope Adam realizes he made a mistake and apologizes, but I don't know whether he's humble enough to do that. I think right now he still thinks he did the right thing. So that's where I'm at right now. When I talk to Kurt, you'll see that this gatekeeping, the stopping of amazing people that can help us is destroying Indiana. We have to be brave. We have to try new things. I know it's scary. We have to work with people we're not used to, and we have to do a better job. So anyway, I'm going to talk about Kurt now, and I'm going to talk more about the Indiana State Dem Chair elections on my another live that I'm doing at 2:00 with Carly Dunn. Carly is a TikTok influencer, and she had a similar thing happen to Kurt. So we're just going to talk it out, hear each other's stories, and see what can we do to fix it. So Kurt, I met Kurt on a Zoom a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And I had already been following him on Instagram. So that was cool. I was like, oh, a person I've already been following, which 91,000 other people are following you too. And then we became friends after that. We're not super close friends, but we are, I would say, in this group of social media influencers trying to save our state. We all have the same goals, but we're all different and we do it differently. So Kurt, please introduce yourself and thank you so much for joining us.
Well, hey, thanks for having me. And the first thing I want to say is the fact that you have to give a disclaimer to voicing your opinion should tell everybody what is wrong with our Democratic Party in this state and in our country, okay? I want to say that first and foremost. And I admire you talking because you've witnessed many people like myself and others get shunned because we do have a voice. So I'm 61 years old. I'm from the town of Wabash in Wabash County. We have a population in the total county of about 30,000. Okay, our community of Wabash is right around 11,000. We're rural America. It's as red can be around here. Okay, Larissa Sweet is our representative. She won by 81% vote or 80 some percent vote. So that's gives you a little bit of story here. My main platform is Instagram, but I'm also on Threads, TikTok. I started a Substack. I'm on Facebook and many other platforms. Facebook,
You can find it. His name is Hoosier
Hoosier
Blue
Blue 63.
63 or Hoosier
Right,
Blue 1963. I think that's that
right. I
name.
had to use that on Blue Sky, I think.
Yeah, if you guys
Um,
are listening and you're Democrats, yeah, follow him. If you're on Instagram, that's his main one, but he's on Facebook and he's on TikTok too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying to cover all bases here because I'm trying to reach as many people as I can.
and you're
Not
doing a
for,
good job.
well, thank you.
91,000 followers on Instagram is very impressive, and thank you. That takes a lot of work. People that aren't social media influencers don't know how much work that takes. So,
Right.
you're
It's
not getting money for doing this. You're doing this
no,
because you want to help Indiana and you want to help the country. So, thank you.
right. I'm not doing this to be interviewed on television or anything like that. I've made a lot of great connections.
Me too.
I've
That's been nice.
been able to meet a lot of people like yourself and others around our state and in our country, that I value the friendships and the relationships that we have built. Um, I've got a great relationship with Richard Chu, who's a talk radio show host out of Chicago, WCPT, that I'm on once a week,
Cool.
every Wednesday morning. So, just making relationships like that.
I
Cliff
have to say
Cash.
personally, that's my favorite thing of doing this is meeting all these friends across Indiana that are also trying to help. It
Yeah.
really whenever I have something hard like this Saturday's election, I really
Hmm.
need those people to support me because I was devastated. I needed support. So that's been the best thing about getting more politically involved is these people that I get to meet.
Yeah. It was an element. And sorry, I've got a blind dog who barks at
Oh,
every
it's so
little
sweet.
thing that
That's
he
okay. It
hears.
doesn't
So,
bother me. Oh,
um, but that was the element of when I started doing this that I didn't realize I was going to experience was the personal connection that I've been able to make with people, whether it be one on one or virtually or however you want to describe it. It's something I value. I've made friends across the country, and it's just been an amazing experience for me. Um, like I said, I'm 61. I've been a liberal my whole life, although for many years I was not politically involved. It's just one of those things. You either are or you aren't. I mean, it's that way with everything in our lives, right? You're either into sports or you're not. You either like rom coms or you don't. Or you,
I paid
I
attention a
mean,
little bit, but when the 2016 election happened, that's when I was really naive and just assuming we'd always have our democracy. We'd always have people that ran for president that cared about the country. And I was really naive about that. I now
yeah,
understand people run for positions of power for many reasons, and that's not
yeah,
always the main one. Yeah. Yeah.
right. And I was exposed to the felon. I don't refer to him as his name. I refer to him in other ways. But I was exposed to him in the '90s when my job at the time, I would be up late and I would watch Howard Stern on TV. His show, I don't even know if it's still on TV late at night, but it used to be on late at night and I used to watch it. And he had the felon on one night. And that was really the first time I'd ever been exposed to him. Of course, I had heard of him before, but that was the first time I was ever exposed to him. Had a dislike of him immediately. I've always considered myself to be a pretty good judge of character. So um, that's where it all started. But when he came down that escalator and announced his candidacy for presidency, it changed my world as far as what went on. And I didn't think he had a chance at winning. I really thought Hillary was going to win. But that was the first really obvious moment in our history showing that America's not ready for a woman to become
Yeah.
our leader.
Me as a woman,
Um,
that was really hard for me
yeah,
because it was
yeah,
like, well, what woman is good enough? We
yeah.
understand he's not perfect, but Trump is not perfect either. But for
Oh,
some
by any
reason, we
stretch of the
only
imagination.
criticize the woman. And it showed
Yeah,
me, yeah, we weren't ready for women president when there are women leaders all over the world. And then we
yeah,
had it happen again. I still don't think we're ready. I still think
No, it's
sexism plays a big part. And I think sexism played a big part in Destiny Wells not getting elected, even though the person that won was a woman, it was the safer woman, you
well,
know.
sexism and racism need to be said together, and people
Mhm.
need to understand racism isn't just about color. Okay,
Right.
racism covers a whole gamut of anyway. Um,
So let's see. So you start doing your thing, you start talking on Instagram, you reach a lot of people. I really appreciate how open and honest you are and how much empathy you have to the people that click follow. You have a lot of love for them, and I think that's something that stands out in your messages to people, and I would just like to say I really like that. And I'm
okay,
that's one of the reasons why I like being your friend. I feel you're authentic. We have real conversations on the phone. We don't talk all the time, but when we do, we're just
right.
honest with each other. And that is one of the reasons why so many people have followed you on Instagram. And I talked to you a couple months ago. This was before the elections for county chair. And you told me you wanted to run for Wabash County chair. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, that's wonderful. You can
Hmm.
motivate the base of all of these people you have on Instagram, many of them in Wabash County, to get them to come to meetings and to get them to run for office. And you can motivate and help them with the hard, confusing paperwork. And you can start to build in your very Republican county, which is what we need
Hmm.
to do in Harrison County. We're 100% Republican down here in my county. And so I thought this was a wonderful thing, but I also knew it could be hard because it's not like Democrats just show up at the election and they get to all vote for who they want for chair. It's only precinct chair people.
Right.
And the people that are in charge, that are chair, can kind of gatekeep who they want to be as
Hmm.
precinct chair. However, you weren't even given that option. You were not even allowed to let the precinct chair people vote for you. So we don't know whether you could have. Can you just kind of tell us factually what happened and know that as your friend, I know this hurt your feelings. And if it were me, it would have devastated me. I would have personally been absolutely devastated if my county party did this to me. So
Hmm.
I
Well,
just want you to know I have a lot of empathy for what you went through, and I'm very
no, I
thankful that
appreciate
you're
that.
telling us. So yeah, so take us through what happened.
So just to back up a little bit,
Sure.
yes, my voice is one of my strong points. It's also one of my worst enemies as far as that goes. I because I do speak my mind. I am not afraid to say what I feel,
I just
and
don't
I
know
can
why
do
we're
it.
so scared of people that speak
I
their
can do
mind.
it. Well, I can do it in different ways. I can have it. I can say my piece and my opinion with tons of empathy. I can also say it with tons of I'm trying to. I
With
don't want to say what
emotion,
I want to
maybe
say,
with
but
anger. I just
yeah.
want to let
I
you
mean,
know
I can. Yeah.
because
So
you
I
don't need
started
to be
out. I start.
perfect. You don't need to
I,
be perfect. You just need
yeah,
to know that you don't have to be perfect, and you can learn and
and
grow
I'm
and do
not.
better.
Nobody
You know?
is. Nobody
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But I started out on Facebook making some posts, and then I stopped doing it because I was getting attacked by many different people. So I just stopped doing it, and I got off of social media for a couple of years. And then when January 6th occurred, that's when I started my Instagram.
Oh
I
wow.
didn't really have an Instagram page until after January 6th. So I've done all of this in a fairly short period of time. The last 2 years is what I've really been concentrating on. So last year, I had not been involved in our local Democratic Party because of the leadership of our Democratic Party. Okay. Um, it was a very passive and traditional approach to things. Okay. We never have appearances anywhere. We never had appearances or was in the public eye at all. Okay. Meetings were attended by 10, 15 people at the most. Okay. The Facebook page has 400 followers. I mean, it's just not a productive organization, and it hasn't been. And this chair was only the third chair that our party had ever had. Um, and one of the reasons that I wasn't involved was because of some of the things that happened previous to him, but also during this um, guy's term. So I had someone reach out to me who did actually go to meetings and what have you, and they followed me on social media. I really didn't know this person in Wabash before, but they reached out to me and asked me if I would please start coming to meetings because they need a different direction. They need a different voice. So that's what I started to do. I
Way to
started
go
to
to that
attend.
person for reaching
Yeah.
out because you didn't know.
Um, yeah. So I started attending meetings and I quickly realized why I stopped attending meetings a long time ago was because of, just what was the attendance and who was there and what was being said. It was just painful to sit through. So once our current chair made his, um, let it be known that he wasn't interested in running for chair anymore. I knew that the other person that was wanting to run for chair, and that wasn't the direction that this party needed to go if we were going to make any changes. So I decided to put my name in the hat.
And I'm very thankful you did. That was a very brave thing. Running for
Yeah,
chair and being chair of a county party is a lot of work. It's unpaid work and it's hard. So that's
right,
just right there. You being willing to step up is a
right.
great thing.
Yeah, and I'm one of these people, and this is why my past is like it is. I'm either involved in something or I'm not. That's just who I am. I either love you to death or I don't. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's just the guy I am.
So if
Now, when
you're
it
saying if
comes,
you're going to be chair and if you
I'm
want
going
as
to be
chair,
chair.
you're going to put 100%
I'm going,
into it. You're
I'm going to be
retired.
chair.
You're still plenty young,
Yes.
much younger than our state chair. Um,
Well,
yeah, so you still got a lot of fight in you. Yes, yes.
I have a voice that was silent for 30 some years that needed to be, I realized I needed to let it be heard. I mean, that's the other part of it. So,
So why
um,
weren't you allowed to at least even be given the option for the precinct chairs to vote for you?
well, it all come down to laws that are within the state because I'm not looked upon as a good standing Democrat right now because of
I just
my.
have to stop you right there. I've heard that about you. You're saying we don't know if he's a Democrat because he's not voting enough in primaries. And I'm like, bull crap. Go to his
It's
Instagram,
bullshit.
watch some of his stories because
I've
he's
been
more
a liberal all
Democrat.
my
He's more
life. I've been a
openly and
liberal all
honestly.
my life.
It's the same as Corinne. They tried to call Corinne a
Exactly.
Republican when they kicked her
Yeah.
out and didn't let her run. And it's like, guys, are you on
So
any social media?
so this
So
is what
you're
strikes me
clearly a
funny.
Democrat. I just want to
Yeah,
point that out. You are a
yeah,
Democrat.
liberal. I've never the only Republican that I have ever voted for in my life was Richard Lugar. Okay, I mean, and
Also,
that's
it's okay if you voted for Republicans. So
yes, it
that's a
is.
stupid
But I just
reason
want people
because
to
we
know
should
that
all
that's
be
not.
voting for the
Yeah,
person here, Democratic Party.
right,
We should vote for
right,
the better person. I'm not voting
right,
for Greg Taylor if I
right.
had that option.
I,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
but I always just view most of the time as Democrats as being the better person of the two candidates. But
but we
here's the
should be
thing,
voting
though.
for the better person. I'm just saying that.
Yeah,
And I don't
uh,
like that we say that.
primary voting in our county in our city is kind of pointless, and I know people are going to take offense to that. But you know, when you have nobody running, and when you get your ballot or look at your ballot, and there's only one vote that actually counts in the primary, there's one contested race and 7 races that have nobody running at all, and you choose not to vote in it. And I'm not going to vote on the Republican ballot because right now I'm of the opinion any vote for a Republican is a negative thing. They need to be stopped. They
So,
do not need to receive votes from Democrats.
okay,
Again,
you
this is
don't
my
you don't
opinion,
sound like a Republican to me, you all. Those of you that use that reason to not let him run.
but I'm not a
So it's
Democrat. So,
gatekeeping. It's
yeah,
gatekeeping, you guys. It's the
yeah,
rules. The rules say you have to vote Democrat in recent primaries, and it depends on how many primaries, depending on how many or what thing you're running for. But
right,
you don't have to follow them. So yeah, you didn't vote Democrat in the last primary. However, the chair could have written a quick letter saying, that's okay. We know he's a Democrat. We've looked at his very popular Instagram And we realized he could help lead the party, fill up the ballot, and make much needed positive change for the county and the state. A real quick email, you would have been right back on that ballot. PC chairs could have elected you. But
yeah, but that's not, that wasn't going to happen because that wasn't the reason that I was removed.
so
Okay.
what was the
I
reason?
was removed because I was critical and I was letting my voice be heard, because we don't have that around here. We don't have anybody that speaks up. I got attacked on social media by a city councilman, brought it to the attention at one of the meetings. I was told by the current chair now, who wasn't the chair at that time, that we needed to just, because I wanted to go to the city council, I wanted to meet with the mayor. I wanted to bring this out in the open. And I was
Great.
told, no,
That's what we
let's
need.
just, yeah,
That's
let's
what we
just
need to
gather
fix our state.
receipts. Let's just gather receipts and then we'll flood him with during the next election. Oh, so wait, we're going to wait 3 years to
We
bring
don't
this
have
up?
3 years. My daughter doesn't have
So,
health care rights.
yeah,
My kids' schools are being dismantled. We don't have 3 years, people in
I
charge.
know, but this is the thoughts of our current chair now, okay? So I, as not a ranking member in anything other than just a normal citizen of Wabash, took it upon myself to call the mayor, and I set up a meeting, and I had a meeting with the mayor, the city attorney, and 2 councilmen, and I brought this issue up and I told them everything about it and what I felt about it, and that it wasn't just an attack on me, it was an attack on our citizens. Anyway, that's a whole nother story.
So you
Um,
used your voice to
uh-huh.
say how you felt, which I personally think the majority of Democrats paying attention in Indiana would have felt too. The people that are
Mm-hmm.
paying attention, we want some action from our leaders. So you tried to do that. You upset them, you scared them, and they asked you not to return for a year. Is that correct? The county
Yeah,
people?
after I had a meeting about this with our current chair and then our district chair, and I was not intimidated by him at all. I don't care who you are. I'm going to tell you what I think. And evidently, he didn't like what I thought, because shortly after that, I received an email and was removed as candidate for chair and kicked out of the party, removed from the Facebook page, and basically chastised because I had a voice,
I just need to
because this
point
is what
out,
it's all about. They used the laws, okay, as a, you know, validation to remove me. But that's not what it was about. It was about me calling them out and telling them to their face that they're failures, that they have led our party into failure. We have been under a trifecta control 16 out of the last 20 years. Our county here, I think we have 26 elected positions. We have 3 Democrats and their
one
clerk
more than I've got.
positions. Their clerk positions, okay? When the 1990s were around, we had Democratic representation. We don't anymore. So I called them out, and that's why I was removed. So,
So this is what I really want to talk about
you know,
and see if I can help. I am not a top Indiana Democratic leader. I want to be, and I'm going to try to get my name out as much as I can with Project Next. Um, I am friends with some of these top leaders, and I am also friends with a lot of people like you that are popular on social media for your Democratic posts. And I'm seeing this major barrier where the leaders don't know how to handle the social media influencers. And the second the social media influencers say something they don't like, they kick you out and they say,
mhm,
that's it, don't come. And they
correct.
block you from their social media, they take you off the emails, and then you can't even find when their activities are. So this has happened
Exactly.
to you. It also
Right.
happened to Carly Dunn, who I'm going to talk to at two
Hmm.
o'clock today.
Hmm.
It happened to Corinne, but not. They didn't let her run for chair, but they didn't say she can't come to meetings.
Right.
And I am really
Yeah.
thinking about this, and here's where I'm at. And you can tell me if you agree or disagree, and me and you will still stay friends if we don't agree on something. And I'm going to see what you guys think. So I've been thinking a lot about this because I don't want to get kicked out by my party, which Nate points out, that can't happen. It can happen. They do it all
Yeah,
the
it
time.
can.
We
It
don't
can.
want it to, but it does. It happens. And
All the time.
and then also,
More
how
than
do I
people
create
realize.
change? So I think we have to kind of look at the people in charge. And first off, this is hard, have empathy for them. A lot of these people, and I'm generalizing here, they're not social media experts. They're not great at communicating. If you look at their social media, they don't put much out. They're very scared. They're very scared of people like you and people like me that can communicate and that can talk to people. Also, if you look at the culture, they have grown up differently than maybe you and I have. I'm middle class. I'm a middle class person. I get out there and I talk to everybody. I don't care whether you have $5 in your account or $1,000,000 in your account. I give you the same amount of respect. These people are kind of a little bit upper class than that, maybe middle upper class. And they've been told, you don't be honest and open. You don't communicate honestly. And they've been told that their whole life. So they're scared of people like us because that's what I'm seeing, their fear. They don't know how to handle our honesty. They don't know how to handle our drive. Because you know this, I almost died giving in childbirth. And I'm very thankful that when I had children in 2018, we hadn't lost our rights to women's health care then, and I'm still alive. So I'm not going to give up fighting for this right until we get it. These people don't know how to handle driven people like us and people that are good at communicating. So if we go against them, they get scared. They're like, oh no, they're attacking me. They're going to take away my power. They're going to take away my position. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Don't let them vote. Don't let them be on. Don't let them run for chair. Kick them out of the party. Block them.
Mhm.
And this is what is destroying Indiana from getting a growing Indiana Democratic Party. Now, us on the other end are getting hurt by them and we're emotional and maybe we yell at them. They don't know how to handle that. So they just see that as evidence for why they were right in getting rid of us in the first place. And both positions are wrong. We have to work together. I am very hurt by Saturday's election results, losing Destiny. That was devastating. Many of my friends were devastated too, and a lot of them said, should I leave the party? And I said, absolutely not. That's what they want. These people that are scared of us want us to leave. We cannot do that. We have to organize, become friends, support each other, and kind of train each other. How do we talk to these people? Because these people are not hearing us. They're too scared of us to even turn their ears on and listen. So we got to meet in the middle. And that's why I wanted to talk to you because you're kind of exceptional, Kurt, as a 61-year-old white man. You're kind
Yeah.
of exceptional in your empathy and in your willingness to see your own faults and to grow as a person. And I really love that about you. I just want you to know
Thank
I
you.
have a lot of respect for the type of person that you are, and you're rare. And you're
Thank
just the type that we need in a county chair position. And I am personally upset at the gatekeeping that stopped you. However, we can fix this. We can fix this. Wabash County, Democratic leaders, if you are listening, or if you are in Wabash County and you're part of the Democratic Party or want to be, kindly, nicely come to the table, invite Kurt. Maybe everybody apologize for what happened. Maybe apologize for tempers. Maybe apologize for the way things were handled. Invite him back in. That would be the best thing. If they don't do that, if they can't learn and grow and lose some of that fear, and if they can't do that, I'm begging you on behalf of a Hoosier woman who's raising a 6-year-old daughter in Indiana. I'm begging you to stay and fight for Indiana. Don't just go to national. We need people like you. Fight national, do whatever you want on your Instagram, but also
Mhm.
talk about Indiana because we need to motivate the base. I don't think we're going to get a lot of motivating with our current new Democratic chair. New
No.
75-year-old, done it a long time. I don't think she's the most energized person. No offense. I'm not seeing it. She's not good at social media. We didn't get Destiny. That doesn't mean we can't still use her as our leader. I'm still going to look to her for motivation for me personally. We
Mm-hmm.
pick our leaders that we want to, and we follow those leaders. I'm not picking
Mm-hmm.
Karen. I'm picking Destiny, and I'm watching her. I don't think she's going to
Yeah.
give up on us. She's too badass. I'm going to be looking at you. 91,000 people and growing on Instagram are going to be looking at you. Please don't give up on Indiana. Don't let what these few people did with their fear and their egos and their hurt, don't let
Yeah.
them stop you. What do you think about
So,
that?
well, you just gave me about 5 minutes that I got to comment on, and so,
I'm
so first off, if if you don't like what I say, maybe it's you I'm talking to. That's the first thing. Okay. If you take offense to what I'm saying, well, I'm talking to you, and that's why you're offended. So that's the first thing I want to say. Okay. Um, I don't need an apology from anybody. I'm a big boy. I've been through a lot of shit in my lifetime. Okay. I do this because of personal reasons that I experienced when my daughter came into this earth, and then I lost my wife 16 months later to cancer.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
But I'm not, look, Sarah, I'm sorry that you went through what you did too, but we all have these stories. And this is what these idiots don't freaking understand. Okay? They don't get it. They have lost the ability to make contact with normal, everyday people like you and I, because that's what I am. Yeah, I'm a rare bird. I get told that all the time. You're a 61-year-old white liberal from Indiana? I didn't know they existed. Well, yeah,
There's
we
lots of
do.
them. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
lots of them.
there's lots of us here.
We just
It's
don't
just that
feel
not too
heard.
many of them want to speak like I do.
We
Okay.
feel hopeless. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, um, but, and I appreciate what you're saying. I mean, I'm not going to take my focus off the national level because that's where, that's where the democracy is being destroyed at the highest level.
But we're
Not that
losing
it's not being
democracy.
destroyed
As I say, we're
in
losing
India.
democracy in Indiana too. I want
I
to
know,
point out my
but
friend
it's
Courtney.
because of what this dude has done.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Mike Braun is a MAGA Trumper. Micah
yeah.
Beckworth is a mega Trumper. Todd Rokita is a mega Trumper. Okay, that's why these people are doing what they are doing, because they feel empowered by the orange turd. Okay, so yeah, but I am involved in Indiana. I've been to 4 50-51
Yes, I've been seeing that.
protests.
And you've been
Okay,
doing stuff for veterans, right? They had one on
I've been,
veterans.
I, I wasn't involved in that, but Cliff Cash, my good friend, I promoted a lot of his stuff, and I got him on Richard Chu's radio show. He was instrumental in putting the weekend together in DC. He's a great guy. And that is a dude that we need to watch out for and look for and get behind, because he is not afraid at all. And I admire him. But just like I'm involved in an event on Saturday that's taking place in Indianapolis by a group called Hoosiers for Democracy. Okay. They're a fairly new group. They're just like many of the groups that are starting up. They're trying to get their voices heard. They're trying to figure out what they can do to help fight the tyranny that is taking over our state and our country. So, Saturday from 12 to 2, it's at the Broadway United Methodist Church, 609 East 29th Street in Indianapolis, 12 to 2.
That's great.
They've
If you could put
invited
it on
me.
the comments of this show after we pump out the show, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
I'll
Thanks for
send you
doing
the
it.
meme that
That's
they sent me.
another solution a lot of us have done, is what you're talking about, is
Yeah,
join other groups. Once we've been kicked out or not welcomed by our county parties, we've went to other places. Now,
right.
I was welcomed by Harrison County Democrats.
Uh-huh.
And I was annoying and I was pushy and I kind of thought I knew stuff and I didn't know anything about county. And they were patient with me and they taught me about county stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm one of the leaders there.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't
Good for
want to be
you.
one of those elected positions. That's too much. I'm running
Right,
Project Next right now, but they let me be in there. And
right.
I just want to shout out a new friend I just met, Courtney. Courtney says no one has the right to tell someone they are or are not a Democrat or not Democrat enough. I've sadly heard of similar experiences from others. Kurt, you are not alone. Yeah, don't let people
I know
gaslight
that.
you. They
I
like
know
to
that.
say it's you when it's really them being scared of you. Just
Right.
realize that. And then
Right. Yeah.
she
And to
said
get back
11.
on that, that's exactly right. They are afraid of what we are saying and the exposure that we are going to put on them for their failure as leaderships in our state and in our country for in Indiana for the last 20 years. They have
And
failed us miserably. They
can I
have
give some
not
advice
done
for that, Kurt?
anything.
I'm going to push back a little bit on your use of words because I think that's so scary to them. That's one of the reasons why they kick you out. I personally can't like call out the Harrison County Democrats that are leading. There's very few of us doing the work and it's hard work.
Yeah,
And so I can't like say, how dare you not do enough? I'm in it. I'm one of them. And I'm like, we can't do
right,
enough. We need
right.
more people on our team to help us. So instead I just say, do you want, if somebody comes to me, which I get, we get those people. Why aren't you doing more? And I'm like, we would love to have you on the team. And if there's something you want to organize and be in charge of, we will assist you. But we can't do it all. There's just a few of us. We don't get paid. Most of us are either working or we're retired. Um, so the language is so important here. If you want to get involved in your Harrison County, or not Harrison County, your county Democratic Party, try to calm down and just get invited to the table by continuously going and then trying to lead and see if they'll let you lead. Now, Courtney's party lets people lead. And that's what I wanted to point out here. She has a little bit of power and she wants to welcome people in. And in Harrison County, we're like that. And I'm going to say Floyd County is like that too. And Washington County, I work with them. They're right next door to me. They also are very welcoming. If you want something, we will give it to you. But not every county party is like that. And I'm getting the sense that your county party is not like that. And so
Absolutely not.
we
Not at
need
all.
to kindly encourage better. This show is going to be seen by a few thousand people, maybe more if people on Instagram watch it, since you have 91,000 followers.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If you are in Washington County and you're listening, you can kindly request better and you can kindly ask for people to reach out to you. If they came to you and said they were sorry, would you be willing to forgive them and try to help them, or has that bridge been burned?
Well, I would have some things that they would have to give to me. An apology wouldn't do it. Um, Asking me to sit back at their table, no, that wouldn't do enough. They would have to give me some kind of a voice to
What if
where
they gave you a leadership role? Like, I
then
would
I
recommend
would
this. I would
I
recommend they
would
gave you the
consider it.
leadership role of filling up the ballot. Like that should be
Mhm.
your main job. Fill up the ballot because very few Democrats are running in your county. Is that correct?
So yeah, so here's the funny thing about that. Before all of this went down, when I had put my name out as a candidate for Democratic chair, I started meeting one on one with people, and I started reaching out to people in our community that I knew were liberal Democrats, but had not been involved in the party or anything like that. I had 3 people lined up already. 3. We have 7 city council members. I had 3 people committed to run for city council if I was elected Democratic chair. If I
That
was
right
not, if I was not, they weren't interested because they have no faith in the current party the way it is. The
that
status
right
quo is
there,
not working.
Wabash County Democrats, I hope you're listening. That right there is why you all need to get Kurt back at the table, have a conversation, open and honest one. Everybody apologize, and you need to put him in charge of this. That
Mm-hmm.
hurts me when I hear that you are trying to help your county, which helps the whole state, which I am extremely involved in helping pull Indiana out of this extremism. It hurts my soul that you were stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Fix it. Fix it. Get these people back. Give you a position of leadership. Let you take on that role of filling up the ballot and speaking at every Democrat meeting. Give Kurt 10 minutes, give Kurt 15 minutes, something, and work with him. Please, I am begging you for all the women that don't have rights, basic health care rights in Indiana, for all the 90% of Hoosier children that attend public schools, for all of our pride community that's being attacked, for our veterans, all of our people that are being stripped of rights in Indiana, in the country. Please, please learn and grow, get Kurt involved. And if, I just want to say this, if they do this, Kurt, I'd like to have you back on the show and I'd like to praise these people. Wouldn't that be nice to see some growth? It's
Oh
possible.
yeah,
I
it would
know
be.
you're
It
not seeing
would
it,
be.
but I'm telling you, I've seen
Yeah,
people change. I've seen people
yeah.
mess up. I've
And
seen
and
people change.
and
It's
I
possible.
understand that, and I appreciate your optimism. Believe me, I do. I appreciate
It's
everyone
the
who
only
has.
thing I have other
I
because I
understand
can't
that.
be hopeless. I
I
cannot be
understand
hopeless.
that. But one thing that you need to realize, there is a ton of people that are just like me who are sick and tired of this. We've tried this before. We've been down this path. We've been down this, oh, let's talk. I've been told to calm down many times. At what point in time is it okay that I don't calm down? Okay. How much do we have to lose? Okay. Before I need to calm down. I don't want to be doing this. I'm 61. I'm retired. I
You'd
don't want to
rather
be
be
doing
living your
this.
retirement. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is
I'd
not.
rather be subbing
I,
at my kids' school right now, but I
yeah,
can't
I want
because
to
I
be
have
with.
to be a voice for their school. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want to be making barn quilts in my garage and taking care of my dogs and gardening. I don't want to be doing this, but I have to because of what I see is happening. So I appreciate your words, but I'm not going to calm down. Okay, I will.
I don't think you need to calm down. You be 100% you, be the best version of you, but I love who you are. I think who you
Well,
are is
thank you,
beautiful.
thank
I'm
you. But
saying I'm saying to these people, we that are in charge in Indiana, these Democrats that are in charge, they are so scared of us. I just want us, as those of us that are on social media that are not scared to be ourselves, be aware of their fear and maybe let it so that we speak differently to them. So as a candidate, I meet people that are renting homes and are one paycheck away from being homeless, all the way to going to those fancy Indianapolis French lick dinners where I'm meeting the rich donors. And I'm telling you, I speak differently to them. I care about
mhm.
them equally. Well, honestly, I care more about the person struggling to pay rent. I'm not so worried about the rich person. But I have to speak differently to those people in that fancy room with the fancy food than I speak to my neighbors. And I want the social media people, the influencers that are listening to realize if we're going to get in that room and we're going to be allowed a seat at that table, not only do we have to fight for it, but we have to be as smart as possible in the fighting and we have to speak to them a certain way. And it doesn't mean I don't want you to be 100% you. Be 100% you. But when you're talking to those people in that room, be mindful of their fear of you. That's what I'm saying. I've
I
had to
understand
realize
that.
they're
Yeah,
scared of me because I have
and I
this
appreciate
platform.
that. I understand that. My wife tells me that that's one of her fears is that I can't. I guess it's my passion that takes over, but that's one of her fears is that I can't pull the reins back once I get
But you
started
can
on this
because you're
because
freaking amazing, Kurt. You can.
you, well, again, I appreciate it, but I have plenty of faults. Okay,
Me too.
but I can't. I can't listen to the crap anymore. Okay. I am so sick of this passive, just approach to everything that, I mean, I've been told, well, you need to reach across the aisle. How can I reach across the aisle when the seats in my section aren't even filled? How can I bring somebody across the aisle when my house is in disarray? How can I do anything positive in my party when my party is in shambles? I mean, it's to the point with our democracy in our state because people have no idea the it's just like um, property taxes. People have no idea. Oh well,
Yeah.
is it Isn't reducing property taxes a good thing?
your platform to tell people about property
Right,
taxes, right?
right,
You
right. And
explained
that's
it,
one thing
which
I
is a
appreciate
gift.
about Corinne is that she
Yes,
explains things
she's
so well
great
to
at that.
people. I'm a little bit more organic with the way that I approach it and just tell it flat out. So,
But she
and
thinks of
different things
brilliant,
work for
simple
different people.
ways. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, but people just have no idea. So education is part of it, and this is one of the things that I'm trying to do. Whether I work with this party here in my county or not, that's as far as I'm concerned, right now that boat has sailed and it's not coming back to pick me up. If it does, I'll be happy to get on board and have a discussion with them.
I
But right
really
now,
hope Wabash
I'm
County
trying to
gains
reach out to
pride.
other people in our state by going down to Indianapolis and being part of a town hall, doing things like that. And if there's anybody out there that would like to have a citizens town hall and don't know quite how to go about it, or have the people that are comfortable standing up and talking in front of people, not giving them a lecture or a speech, but just to start a conversation and answer some questions, hit me up. I'll come to you. I will be part of this
I
because
hear what you're
we
saying.
have to fight this and we have to change this. What happened to Destiny Wells is absolutely, it's hard for me to
It's
understand. And
devastating.
I want to tell people there's an individual that I've locked arms with. His name is Jackson Franklin. He's from Muncie. He's 25 years old. Okay. He is a National Guard medic, and he's also paramedic in Delaware County. He's running for U.S. Senate. He's running against Victoria Spartz. Okay. He's livid over this. Destiny not being elected. What these people don't understand that are doing this to our party is how they are alienating a huge section of our party. And I don't know how to approach this and not be emotional about it. What in the hell is wrong with them? Are
They don't
they,
see it. I
they
talked to
don't
Adam
get
Ridley
it.
for 80 minutes,
They
Kurt.
don't.
He honestly thought he was on the right side.
Well,
He
he's not.
thinks he's
And I'll
right.
tell him because
And
he's on the wrong side.
and 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 that's where the hurt comes for me, because he's not listening. He just assumes, since he's been doing this longer than me, maybe since he's a man, I don't know, he's just assuming he knows
All of
more. And
that.
I'm like, you're not reading the room here like I
Yeah.
am. You're not reading the
Yeah.
room in District 9 like you think you are.
Yeah.
And he told me his fears of destiny, and I ended the phone call like this. I said,
Yeah.
Adam, imagine you elect Destiny tomorrow. I'm talking to him Friday, the night before the election. Imagine if we turn around and give her love and support and mentorship instead of the gossiping, gatekeeping, fake rumor mill that they have put her on the last few years. Imagine if we cared about this person as a human being trying to save Indiana, how much better she could lead. Because his fears were basically caused by the Democrats bullying her, the leaders in charge bullying her. They're like, oh,
Okay.
look, she gets stressed out as a person. Oh, maybe because
So
you're lying and gossiping and bullying and gaslighting her.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
So here's what I would say to Adam. So Adam, you didn't vote for Destiny because you were fearful of destiny?
I think so.
Well,
I think that's
Adam,
part of it.
what you need to be fearful of are the thousands and thousands of Hoosiers who support Destiny and now will know exactly what you did. And if you have aspirations, well,
And
you better be fearful of
like
those
Adam.
because
I'm friends with
I
him.
I'm not. I understand
I
that.
like Adam. I want him to realize he made a mistake. I
He
want
did.
him to say he's sorry. And if he could go back in time and do the election again, he would help Destiny win. That's all I need. I don't need him to be a perfect person. He's got a very stressful role. He doesn't get paid in all this extra work he's doing.
Right.
Um, so
So
so I
here's
care about
the
him as a
thing. Both
person.
of
I
us,
don't want him to
both
get
of
yelled
us,
at. I don't want him to
right.
get yelled at. I'm just saying
So
that. Please don't yell at him.
both of us have said something to Adam. Okay. And we've had totally different approaches on it, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. Which one will be more effective? I don't know, but he's getting two different perspectives. And that's
And
what he needs to understand.
you and I
Okay.
can talk, and we're still going to be friends after this. I'm going to say
Right.
we're even going to be
Right.
closer friends.
I
I like
respect
you
what
even
you have to
more.
say.
I like
You
you
know,
even more after this hour talk we're doing.
well, ditto. You know, but it's none of my opinion what people think of me. Okay. I'm not fragile. I'm not a snowflake. I don't, you know,
You can handle it.
I
I've
stand
given you
with
advice,
facts.
and
Okay.
you respected me and listened to me.
Yes, absolutely. And
Amazing.
I agree with you. It's just that that's your approach and this is mine. And this is what we have to mush together in order to fight this, because one avenue is not going to get us around the city. We have to take every avenue that's available to us. And that means people like you, people like me, people like Corinne, all of us.
Maybe we don't
So,
be scared to talk to each other. Maybe we
exactly.
don't block each other from Democrat County Facebook pages and
Maybe
meetings.
we listen to each other.
Maybe we
Maybe we
don't
say,
say,
hey,
don't come for the next year to meetings, Kurt. Maybe we don't do that.
again, if you're taking offense to what I have to say, maybe it's you I'm talking to. I mean,
I can
geez.
handle I can handle other people's opinions. I had
Right.
Brian on a
I
show
don't,
yesterday, Brian Zimmerman. He's more to the right.
uh-huh.
And I'm going to learn from him. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to learn issues from him because my bubble is a lot left. I need to hear that perspective. So maybe we can be friends with people we disagree with, and maybe we can learn from each other and compromise and grow as people and then make society better. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I want
what
to
you
have you
just,
on. I'd like to have you on again. We're going to end in just a minute. I'd like
yeah.
to have you on again in a couple months if you're okay. And I also want to
And you
come
put,
on your
yeah, I am.
platform,
You put
on your
Nate's,
91,000 Instagram. I want to get on
you
there
put,
and talk
you put
about
Nate's
stuff.
comment up there. And that's,
So
that,
Nate is the vice chair of Harrison County. He's also one of my
yeah.
friends. And he said, Nate
Okay.
Adams said, taking one aspect of what you just said, the party needs to do a better job mentoring new members at all levels. I
And
got good
that's
mentorship.
what Jackson Franklin is. He's a new member to our party, a new candidate in our party, a progressive liberal who is a Bernie Sanders type
Right.
Democrat that
Yeah.
I
So's
want to
Jesse
bring out
Brown.
to the attention of people. Just because you don't live here doesn't mean you can't support him,
Jesse
because he's going to
Brown,
need the support.
you're
So,
right. Jesse Brown is an Indy city council member, and he has been,
mhm,
they've tried to take him away of his committees
right.
because he just voiced, why don't we actually do some things to try to help people in the city? And they were like, how dare you? Let's take him, remove him from all committees. And they give Republicans more committees than they give the Democrat, Jesse Brown. So there are good ones out there, but we need to
Absolutely.
support them. Like Nate is saying, we need to support them and mentor them and help them instead of gaslight them, try to take them off of their committees and not elect them as Indiana State Dem chair. We need to do better. And I'm trying to figure out here at Project Next, how do I do that? I'm really missing Tim Peck right now, who is one of my closest friends, and he is recovering from major surgery. He can't handle all this that's going on. He doesn't even, I don't think he knows about it. And I'm having to do this without him. So I've had to like reach out to other people. Corinne helped me this morning because I'm trying some new things here and I don't want to get kicked out of the party. Nate says I can't get kicked out. And I'm telling you, if Adam Dickey wanted to kick me out, he would try and he probably could. So
Nate, I got
it's
kicked out of the party. I got kicked out of the party. Okay. They will
so
find a way to do it.
I
So,
know that Nate would not kick somebody out of the party. And I'm
right.
very
Yeah.
thankful he is vice chair of Harrison County Dems. Thank you, Nate. You're not going to gatekeep. You are freaking awesome. Also, Nate and I are
Hmm.
very different. And when we work together, we are a very good team because he knows things I don't, and I know things he doesn't. So we work together. And that man has personally apologized to me on the phone when he hurt my feelings. And I love him so much. You don't understand how much I love Nate Adams. What a great person. That's what I want to see. That's the type of leadership we need. We need
And that's
more.
what we have to do. That's what we have to do.
And let's do it.
What you're doing is working. You just need to understand it takes a lot of work and a lot of time. But together, as we continue to talk, we continue to lock arms, we continue to stand shoulder to shoulder, we will get some things done. And they will have to listen to us. They
I
will.
I want to talk to you in like a month or two, and I can't wait for this because I know you'll do it with me because you're brave and awesome. I want to talk to you about how do we get people that are Republicans onto our side.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a fun topic with you, who handles the issues very differently than me, and I bet me and you can come to a more compromising place. That would be beautiful. I would love to talk to you because it shows people we don't have to agree on 100% of things to have a conversation and care about one another.
Right.
So
Right.
I hope you'll be willing to do that with me at the maybe we do it on a mental fitness show or to get the word out. I don't know yet, but I want to do that with
Look,
you.
anytime that you want me to join you, I'll be happy to. And and I may even have you join me on Instagram Live
I
some
would
night
love to.
because I'm starting to do more of that because we need to have conversations. My Instagram is more focused on the national level, but I think people need to hear what's happening in Indiana because it's relevant to every state in the union because it's not just happening here. We just happen to be in the forefront of Project 2025 and the implementation of the agenda that's part of the mandate for leadership. They're proving it on a daily basis. So,
So if you are a Project Next listener or viewer, please follow Kurt. He's usually at Hoosier Blue 63 or Hoosier Blue
mhm,
1963, or you can type in his name and it pops up. But you can
right.
follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Are those your three main ones?
Yeah, it's Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
I need
Blue
to get on
Sky,
Threads.
and Substack. So,
Cool.
and I
Yeah.
just started on Substack.
And
So,
then if you are a Kurt fan, please follow Project Next. We're on Instagram. We're one word, Project Next Movement on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. And then at Facebook, you can find us at Project Next Indiana. And if you wouldn't mind, please share this stuff. You can share
mhm,
it on TikTok, you can share it on Instagram, on Facebook. You can invite your friends on Facebook. That's the most helpful thing you can do. If you are on Facebook, just go to our page right next to where it says message and there's three dots. Click the three dots, click invite, invite all of your friends. That helps us the most. But the more people that listen to our shows, the greater the chance that we put pressure on our leaders to be better.
mhm,
So it's not just because I want everybody to see me. I'm literally trying to save my county, my state, and the country by uniting, by realizing that we have more in common than what divides us. So if you can just
right.
please help us get the word out. And we need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we have about 360. So if you are on YouTube, if you could please subscribe, it's one word, Project Next Movement. That helps us so much. Once we get 1,000, we can start making money, and then we can use the money to pump out our programs to get even more people to follow us. Did you know this, Kurt? We hit our first 4,000 views on Facebook this week,
Awesome. Awesome.
just on one Facebook
Congratulations.
page. Yeah, and it's because of Brian Zimmerman. He's an incredible human being. So his
So
shows are
forth.
doing,
Yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
watched some of that. So,
Keep doing what you're doing. You're
you
amazing.
too.
I'm really glad we met on that Zoom
Yeah,
meeting and that we're friends now. And I want to do this again, and I want to come on your
I hope
platform.
so.
It's a lot of fun. I
Sounds
feel
great.
better as a human just talking to you. So,
Thank you. I do too. Same
and
to
give
you.
your
So.
dog a hug and kiss for me.
I will. He's been really good. So I think I'll give him
Oh,
a
that's so
treat.
sweet. All right, guys, I'll be
Yeah.
back on in an hour with Carly if you want to hear about more gatekeeping. I'm trying to
Yeah.
cover the main ones so that we can maybe shine a light on these people so they stop it. Will it work? I don't know. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in an hour. Thanks, Kurt. Hope you come back soon.
So
Bye.